Okay, boys, let's look at this here. So I have played EVE Online a little bit before, and I have heard of some of the crazy scams and insane things that's going on in EVE Online. And this video we're about to watch right here is apparently, it's a person that has committed 16 months of his life to scam like a guild or like a fleet or something like that within the game.
The heist went like this. Rise the ranks, gain trust, smash and grab.
You seem like a super nice guy.
Hey, this is a joke.
Okay.
I didn't really know where I would go from there.
They were goading me into it.
That guy really did this. He's like a legend to me now.
Losing a friend was worse than losing the spaceship.
It's EVE Online, boys. Yeah, so EVE Online is like a spaceship MMO, and it's like, when you think about something being grindy, I think this is like way more extreme than WoW, anything like that.
How long do you have to know someone before you can really trust them? In the virtual galaxy of EVE Online, you never can really truly trust the people you fly beside. It's a lesson that one of the game's most battle-hardened pirates had to learn the hard way.
Oh shoot, I like his voice, yeah.
Grand Theft Frigate. Scammed in outer space.
Okay.
There's a good chance you've heard of EVE Online already.
Yeah. I have played EVE Online once or twice on stream before. It's like a space MMO. Very confusing. People meme it as like the spreadsheet game, but it's pretty interesting though.
Massively multiplayer space game is a sprawling virtual galaxy shared by hundreds of thousands of players from all over the world who war, trade, and steal from one another. If you die in battle, your character will respawn.
It's very different from WoW.
But your ship is destroyed for good. Make one wrong move, and entire years of hard work can go up in smoke. That's exactly what makes the game so thrilling.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of big scams in EVE Online, but I think this one struck a chord with the community because it was just so ruthless and intimate. It wasn't about the money. It was about stealing someone's most prized possession just because you could.
It's about sending a message. Yep, it's about sending a message.
My name is TikTok, and I do a lot of small gang PvP and focus on that. Which
is that it? Okay, I don't think it's actually. Is that it? I think that's his gamer name, maybe. Okay, it's TikTok, boys.
Led to me being a director in Damamak Police, which is a collection of unaffiliated players who share a passion for small gang PvP and very expensive spaceships. The Awamaki cluster is one of the most dangerous places to be in the whole game. When I was still a fairly new player, I joined the fairly well-established players, and a few of them actually had their own unique spaceships. And I realized that I really wanted one, and the Cremus really stood out to me. So here I have a model of the Cremus.
Okay.
It's very fast, and it has a lot of firepower.
Wicked,
and it has a cloaking device. I like to do hit and runs.
Okay, so I think when you die in this game, you lose everything. You just straight up lose everything. That's why there's so much on the line whenever you're doing those big, massive scale battles, right?
So it fits my playstyle perfectly. At that point, while I was still fairly new and barely knew how to play the game, I decided, hey, I want this. I started saving up and tried to learn how to play the game. And after a year or two, I finally had enough in-game currency to buy my own. So
a year or two?
Not just any random Cremus anymore. It's my Cremus that people associate with me.
TikTok's Cremus is a one-of-a-kind ship on EVE Online. Only 50 were ever created and given to the winning team of the 2013 Alliance Tournament. In the 8 years since, however, most of the Cremus have gone missing or were destroyed. Only a dozen are estimated to still exist, each worth billions of ISK, EVE's in-game currency.
So the Cremus is a special ship, and these like small gang, very elite pilots just strive to fly these. This becomes their bucket list to fly one of these things because they're so exclusive, so limited, and also really overtuned. It's like just driving a sports car down to the mall.
But that also makes you more of a target, though. If there's like some freak out there that sees you have this ship, they're gonna try to do a lot of things to try to get it, right? Yeah, I guess it could be like the Spectral Tiger of Eve, maybe. I mean, maybe not. I mean, Spectral Tiger is weird because you can just buy it straight up. I don't know if you can just do that like with this one, but maybe it is.
A veritable killer hornet isn't why TikTok cherishes.
I think the difference is that like the Spectral Tiger is purely cosmetic, whereas this ship, right, is like an actual like thing that it's like a character. You have like an insanely geared character, right? So it's not just a cosmetic thing.
His particular Cremus.
Yeah.
It's that this ship that most players are too scared to fly has killed 600 other players and counting.
God damn.
Whenever you kill a pilot in EVE Online, your ship gets this special engraving called a kill mark. It's kind of like having a necklace with all the teeth of your enemies on it.
That's cool.
A skilled PvP pilot might have a couple of dozen, maybe 100 on their ship, but at the time of this heist, TikTok's Cremus had over 400.
Somehow.
Wait, so he's killed 4?
I've been able to know my limits with this ship and stay safe.
Yeah, he's gaming.
And it wasn't that he was just like setting up easy farmable kills. He was just going into the unknown with this thing. It takes like a true madman to go out in space and try and find kills with it.
In EVE Online, scamming is just another way to make a buck. Players spend months infiltrating enemy corporations, while others whittle away their days peddling cheap scams
it's actually
in
messed
trade
up.
hubs.
There's an actual stock market in this game, by the way. There's also taxes. Like if you control an area, people can like they can like you have to pay taxes to live in their region of the world. It's pretty it's actually messed up.
Doggy dog trading environment in EVE Online makes it a breeding ground for scam artists to thrive. And unlike other MMOs, there's not very many rules forbidding it.
So the scams and trickery in EVE Online, it's something that EVE is definitely known for. These are just not your average game players. So pulling a fast one on an EVE player, you really have to work at it to get there.
Yeah.
The people will probably most commonly know me as one of two names, which is either C.
Dude, it's like those criminal like documentaries whenever they had to like blur out like the what is not I almost said villain like it's a movie, like the criminals' voices, because like if they don't, they might get in danger. But literally, like they might actually get in trouble because there is genuine money on the line. Yo, Sociopet, thank you for the 7 months. Like there actually is like money on the line, like thousands of like real life money, right?
3PO, which is my main character in the game, or Samantha Myth, which is the character that I used to pull off this heist.
Okay.
When I first was introduced to Samantha Myth, it was through Casper.
In game, my name is Casper24.
Hi, Casper.
I started this game way back in like the 9th grade, 2004, so on and off over a long time.
Dude, it's always like that with MMOs, man. You get into them when you're a kid and you just never quit them, bro. Because MMOs are such a big time sink, man.
Samantha Myth in an in-game channel, and just like linking some pretty cool kills that you can click on and see what ship he used and what he'd killed. You know, he seemed like a super nice guy, and so we met him in this channel. We invited him to fly with us, and this kind of natural meet is how we made sure that we chose who was there, is because we didn't want to get baited into dying or giving stuff away.
Casper was flying with him. I thought, you know, this guy's trustworthy. I can fly with him too. So I started flying with him a lot. Eventually, all we did was fly together.
Okay,
TikTok
the boys
didn't know it, but he was about to become Samantha Myth's latest victim.
Oh,
the heist basically went like this. My goal was to not only get invited to join this group, but to sort of rise the ranks of the Amamaki police, gain trust with the more senior members.
Okay.
And get to a position where I have access to anything that's of serious value, you sort of smash and grab.
Pulling off a heist of this magnitude in EVE Online is no simple feat. The Amamaki police weren't exactly a trusting bunch, and Samantha Myth was a stranger to them.
Oh no. It's like tiny. Yeah, dude, it's like one guy joining like a big like guild or like fleet or whatever you may call it here, brigade or something like that, slowly gaining their trust just so they can take it all in the end, man.
He was going to need luck, patience, and a little social engineering.
Yeah, maybe the magic. Okay.
A normal day in Amamaki Police, you would have players flying around the system.
Okay.
We'd hang out on comms. Just chat while we were blowing up other stuff and trying not to be blown up ourselves.
These are all players, man.
boom, surprise, there is, trillions of ISK on the grid killing you, and then we just go he, and all talk to each other about how cool we are.
Tick and Casper, for better or worse, they were kind of, I guess, in the sense that they thought they were much better than everyone else. They would,
sassy.
Post about their amazing kills and their super fancy ships and, how elite they were. So it was almost kind of like they were goading me into it.
He wasn't the best player in terms of skill, but he was fairly competent. So he knew his own limits, and he was always up to try new things. And he was up
there's going to be a judgment day, isn't there?
To do that with me.
The hardest part of the scam, strangely enough, was actually getting my foot in the door. And that basically involved me sitting around in Anunnaki, sort of just being there on call. If say, hey, I'm just sort of here, you can bring me along if you want, I'm not bad.
But now that Samantha was in, he was faced with his biggest challenge yet. Convincing TikTok to hand over his most prized ship.
But how do you convince them to do that though, right? Why would he give over his ship to someone if it's like so rare?
Think about, jet skis or motorcycles or anything. Yeah, it's cool to do it by yourself. It's much, much funner to do it with your bros and share that experience, right?
Yeah.
We thought
this is like Dungeons, by the way, kind of like I think they're speaking about.
Pretty good judges of character up to this point.
There's an old saying that this is EVE after all, and you should never trust anyone, not even yourself.
Dude.
I eventually purchased my own Alliance tournament ship.
It's like OSRS.
And I flew that quite regularly with the group. It was, sort of a trust builder. It was very expensive for me back then, but what I sort of started to do, especially with the members of the group that I actually personally trusted, was just give the whiptail to them. It's like, hey, you want to try a whiptail? He goes, oh yeah, sure, okay, let me give you the Cremus. Don't worry about.
So he's building their trust by him having things like small value stuff and then giving it to them. So like he slowly builds up trust. We can this guy is like helping us out. He's giving us things.
Just take
little by little.
I know you're not going to steal it from me. And slowly over time, that became the new culture of the group. It was all about sort of engineering a way to get one of these ships traded to me without having to give them anything.
It's actually like he's like there's actually he's manipulating the whole group to like slowly do what he wants with them, scam the scammer. Like it's ridiculous.
Just because Samantha Myth saw his opportunity didn't mean he could rush to take it. It was going to take time to build enough trust. A lot of time.
I played with Samantha Myth the most during those 18 months we were together.
Of course he's gonna play with him because he has the ship that he wants, man.
Slow and gradual process of being around, going on more fleets, engaging in more fights and having good times, I suppose.
Dude, it's so messed up, man. They're not even doing it for the fun of it. They're not even doing it because like they want to enjoy the video game. They're strictly investing years of their time, months, just so they can scam someone in the end.
I got very close to him. We talked a lot, about the game. We even talked about real life occasionally.
Scamming is fun. Yeah, I guess that is the fun part. Like just like knowing that you completely ruined the other person's experience, right?
During these 18 months, I would say he was the closest friend I had in the game.
Until such a time that I was sort of given access, and part 3 of the plan was obviously the smash and grab.
After 16 long months, Samantha Myth finally felt
really weird, man.
enough to put the last stage of his plan into action.
Again, at that point, sort of I'd given TikTok my whiptail, and I didn't ask for anything in return. He
of course not.
Sort of almost had the social onus to sort of turn around when I sort of said, hey, can I borrow your Cremus, to say, yes, of course you can, because obviously you'd just given me your whiptail for the week.
A week later, Samantha popped the big question.
No.
When Samantha offered me his whiptail, for me it was business as usual. I've had far more expensive ships given to me for nothing in return, so I didn't really think much about it.
Yeah, because he slowly built up that trust. He slowly like snaked his way into being trustworthy, right?
So no alarm bells went off whatsoever.
Over years.
It was just another day in the life of the Anunnaki police.
Slowly, 16 months, bro. Like building up a friendship with someone over the course of 16 months just to scam them. That is insane. Like,
he put the Cremus in a trade window, and I clicked accept, but he also has to accept that. So it was just kind of sitting there in limbo. And before he clicked accept, he's like, I don't know why I've got such a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, you wonder why.
You know, obviously he was joking.
I made some joke about, you know, don't lose it or whatever, and then he said, yeah, sure.
Oh no.
And that was really it.
But he clicked accept, and obviously, you know, at that point, obviously it was mine.
That's it. 16 months, and he got the ship.
Days after Samantha had taken TikTok's Cremus, TikTok woke up to a horrible surprise.
No.
My friend poked me in one of the in-game channels and linked the Reddit thread and asked me, hey, is this a joke? So you had this Reddit thread where Samantha confessed to everything he had done.
So when we saw the Reddit thread by Samantha Myth or C3PO, we knew
it's not a scam. The player is an idiot. Bro, if somebody goes into like a game and you befriend someone for 16 months with the only purpose of those 16 months is to take their like belongings within the game, that's a scam. You can call them trustworthy, whatever. It's 16 months of building a friendship with someone, just like from the get-go. The beginning was the only purpose of it was to like take the thing, right? That is ridiculous.
It's true.
It's Judgment Day. You know what? Maybe it's not a scam, guys. Maybe it's just Judgment Day. Yeah?
So my gut reaction was disbelief. How can he do something like that? Like, what is real? What isn't real? Like, is anybody told me real? Like, does he care about me? Does he
Probably not. Nope.
Not care about me at all? Like, has he been faking everything we've been doing for the last 18 months? Then
18 months. Dude, I
basically put my feelings into words. I can confirm he has my Cremus. Well played to you, sir. You've been one of the few people I actually enjoy playing the game with, so I'm more sad about losing our friendship and future fun together than some space pixels.
Dude. That's like... That sucks, man.
Well, this is actually really going to suck because it's not only, right, you're going to lose the ship, you're going to lose a friend, which is kind of a bigger deal than the ship, but also you're kind of losing your playstyle.
I didn't really want a new one. I either wanted to get...
How will he ever like trust anyone again after that, right? In terms of like the video game and stuff, it's...
My Cremus back, or even just quit the game completely.
Yeah.
I didn't really know where I would go from there.
Tick obviously made a, pretty heartfelt reply, which was, kind of pulled at the heartstrings a little bit.
Dude.
It affected me outside the game too.
Yeah, of course.
I've generally been a very trusting person, and this could change that.
This is EVE Online, guys. It's like a space MMO.
I think overall, I enjoyed our time together more than I enjoyed flying the spaceship in the first place.
Dude, that sucks,
Samantha's
man.
heist was brutal, and while many players have a healthy appetite for these kinds of scams, the response from the EVE community was divided.
Okay.
I think at the time when it was done, the community of EVE Online had sort of shifted away from scams are great, scams are a way of life in EVE. Back in the day, and I'm saying back when I started playing EVE Online, scams were probably one of the greatest ways to make money. These
because you're... Yeah.
days, making money in EVE Online is extremely easy. Realistically, these kinds of scams, they do have the potential to potentially hurt someone.
What do you mean potential? Oh, yes, of course. They have the potential to maybe hurt someone. Dude, it's like, what the hell?
The EVE player's reaction was like very...
I feel actually bad about you now, ruined friendship. It's weird that pirates would go to shore looking for buried treasure when the real treasure was the friendships they were making. Rip takes 400 kill more Cremus will be missed. This is the saddest EVE thing I've ever read. Don't undock in something you're not afraid to lose. I've never understood why people do this to friends. They always regret it after the fact.
Shocking to me is their hearts kind of melted a little bit. For every single person that was like, their heart was breaking for TikTok, there was probably another person in the background going, wow, that guy really did this? I can't believe it. He's like a legend to me now. I want to come up with like a heist this good.
The community response surprised me.
It's like half of them probably feel really, really bad for TikTok, and the other half is like, man, I want to do that to someone, right? Which is sad. I mean, but a lot of people genuinely do play games, like MMOs especially, just to scam and grief.
A lot of people reached out to me and asked how I was doing, and in a lot of ways I can almost appreciate that it happened just because I suddenly realized how many people care about me.
Oh.
That's when the unexpected happened.
He ended up putting it up for sale on the forums. It ended up being bought by some completely unaffiliated player.
And they?
So we thought it was gone forever. After talking with Samantha Myth for about 2 weeks on Skype, he ended up asking if there was anything he could do to repair a friendship. And I told him that I just wanted my Cremus back, and if he could help me out with that, I wouldn't hold any ill feelings towards him.
Yeah.
Then he just sent me 120 billion ISK, which was the value of the Cremus at the time, what Blue Melon had paid for it. And then I just gave that money to Blue Melon, and suddenly the Cremus was properly mine again.
Oh shoot, the redemption
arc. After sort of all was said and done, I sort of, said, hey, look, thanks for sort of being so cool about this. Like, you got to understand that I actually didn't do this for the money or to be spiteful or anything like that. I did this because, I just wanted to prove that I could, basically.
It's an ego thing, man. It's like, it's literally just an ego thing. Like, he just wanted to prove that he was able to go in and, like, get it from someone. What the hell, bro? /Dev, thank you for the 4 months, by the way. Actually, a little bit, a little bit of very, very weird behavior, man. So he gave it back, basically. He just wanted to prove that he could do it.
Friendships in a virtual space are very, very significant because they form bonds. They're real-life interactions within the world itself on an online sphere, but also they have real-life intercomplications as well. It sounds like what happened with Samantha and TikTok was that they got past the stage of where that mistrust actually comes into play. But he very much also was testing the boundaries, the limits of that, which is what you do in EVE. You test the boundaries, you test the limits of what can happen.
I think it's just like, the game is all about like almost like psychological warfare in a way, because like you're fighting fleets and you're trying to like out-manipulate each other, and there's like markets and like money involved and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of people that definitely play EVE are in it for like those kind of warfare, like making those kind of battles with each other, right? Whether it's within your fleets or like with other people as well. It really bothers me his second monitor is off. Oh, like the guy with like TikTok?
We always kind of love...
They're all in for Excel sheets. Yeah, some people as well, probably, right? But
to see these stories, we definitely like just respect the hustle. It's why we make EVE Online, for these stories to thrive.
It's
I think
crazy.
My biggest lesson has been that it's very difficult to predict how people are going to act. So I was always prepared for the inevitable loss, but I wasn't prepared to lose a friend.
Yeah, you didn't think it was going to be someone you knew, someone close to you, but it very sadly often is, right?
I also didn't expect the amount of support I got. And as for parting words with Samantha, if you ever meet up, you owe me a beer.
Okay, dude, he's saying
TikTok
well.
learned a hard lesson, but fortunately, he had the community and his close friends to navigate his way through it all.
All right, well, that was actually a cool video. I know there's a bot. Oh my god, flashbang! Jesus Christ! Why? Okay, why do they do this? Where they just like swap over to like a completely white screen? What the hell? Really cool video, actually. Like, holy crap! It's just insane to see the amount of time people want to put into that. It is absolutely ridiculous, man. I know there's a lot of other videos and like stuff like this. We could probably watch a lot more of these at some other times as well, but I just think it's an interesting thing, man. It's very, very interesting to see to which lengths people will go, right? Rate this